I think I heard of Walla Walla.
Walla Walla?
Walla walla.
Wagga Wagga?
Waka Waka?
Wagga Wagga.
After the Pac-Man noise?
Waka Waka
Waka
Waka
waka.
Waka Waka Waka.
Yeah, after the Pac-Man.
Oh, I lived in... Hey, welcome to episode 104 of Front Seat Gamer. I'm Nick. I'm here with Saveun
Yo,
and Blake.
Hey,
How's it going, guys?
it's going well.
pretty good. Yep.
Good.
How you doing, Nick?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah.
I've noticed something.
Yeah.
This room looks different.
Yeah, the listeners will be able to
Yeah.
notice that this room looks a
I
little
want
different.
you to, if you're listening right now, picture the room that we always record in, which you've never seen, and then picture a different room, and that's the room we're in now. Is the
Picture a bigger room. First picture a small room, then picture a bigger room. We are in a
Actually,
bigger
I
room.
would argue that you were originally in the bigger room, but now you're in a smaller room, but with adjacent rooms that you can also enter.
Yeah, well, I was in a longer room
Yes.
before.
Basically, what we're saying is Blake has moved, and now we're recording in his new place.
Yep.
So, how is that?
How's the acoustics?
How is the move, Blake?
Oh, it was man. Moving, okay. Is this what we're talking about on this video game podcast?
I want to hear
Moving?
about it. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Because I heard that you'd been in your old place for like 9 years.
Dude, yeah, I'd been there for 9 years. I'd been in that building for closer to 10
Mm.
because I was living in a different apartment in that building
Mm.
for almost a year and then moved to another apartment in that building. So I've been there for like almost 10 years.
That's insane.
That's great. That's great. I don't like moving.
Nobody
No.
likes moving.
No.
Nobody's like, oh, I'm stoked
I've
to
got- dude,
move.
I've got friends and family that seem to like move every year to a new place, and I don't know what.
That's just because their lives are a mess.
Yeah.
You got to get some new friends.
um, it was funny. Like just after I've moved into here, like I had one of my mates around, and he was having some drama in his life, and it looks like he might have to move again. I was like, holy shit.
And he was just looking around the place like,
Yeah.
oh, yeah, I think you could fit a bit out there, man.
Yeah, I'm worried about that.
Does this couch fold out?
I was like, you could put a tent out in that front yard over there. But yeah, dude, the move was still like tough. Like, basically 9 years worth of stuff. And when I first moved into that apartment, I basically had like 2 boxes.
Yeah.
So it was super easy, and like that apartment was like fully furnished, so I had no couches and beds or anything like that.
When it came time to move out, how many boxes did you think you had?
I thought I would need, I thought I would need 3 or 4, and I told the movers I'll probably only need 3 or 4 boxes,
Mm.
and it ended up being like 8 boxes.
It's
And
still not that much, honestly.
Yeah, well,
But
I mean, it
obviously a
filled
lot
my
more.
apartment though. Like I showed
Yeah.
these guys pictures of what my apartment was like after
Yeah.
I packed up all the boxes, and it was just like there was no real room to move. My
If you can
boxes just
picture it,
filled my apartment,
imagine 8 boxes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
filling a room.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in a line.
Big boxes. These are not like But then when I
I know
moved,
it's a hard one to picture. Can you fathom it?
yeah.
8 boxes.
But then when I moved here, all that fit into one little corner of the room, and I was sitting there going, "Holy shit! I've got
you mean
so
like-
much room here."
Yeah, Blake doesn't own much stuff.
Yeah, I don't own much stuff. But yeah, dude, it was still tough moving. Like, even though like I thought like booking movers and stuff would be easy, because I'd always moved myself.
Yeah.
And that was always a hassle and was always exhausting. Like, even though I didn't own much stuff, I'm
Yep.
doing everything by hand, and I was like, all right, that's like the hardest part is like just the moving thing, but it's kind of not. It was like
No.
then having to like, well, first having to pack everything, then unpack everything. I was so focused on packing stuff that I never even thought about unpacking, and I packed away all my knives and scissors and everything. And when everything arrived here, I was like, how do I open these boxes?
Yeah. Yeah, that's something you learn after a few moves. is
Yeah,
you keep,
yeah.
you keep the tools separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But actually, seriously, the hardest thing was preparing my apartment for like the end of like lease inspection.
Yeah.
Because it's like 9 years of just like
Of Blake fudge.
of just
built up on
Yeah.
the walls, on the
Yeah.
floor.
Yeah, and it was I seriously spent like I went there the other day and I spent from like 6 p.m. to about 5 a.m.
Mm.
like just cleaning the oven and the
Wow.
and the fridge.
Jeez.
The fridge was pretty easy, but the oven was a fucking
They have
disaster.
sprays for that, man. You can just spray,
I-
set it and forget.
I
it.
went through a whole can
Oh wow.
A whole can of whipped cream.
while I was. I mean, that's how you.
Yeah,
that's how
You gotta keep your energy up.
yeah, but I'd neglected that thing like real bad.
Did you do the thing where you moved the couch and then you like see the difference between
Oh, the
well-used carpet?
Oh yeah,
Yes.
dude. All
Yeah.
like
And then basically brand new carpet.
yeah.
It's basically it looks like a hardwood floor where you were walking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, it really is. Like comparing the carpet in this place,
Mm.
like to the carpet in my old place, I'm like, holy shit, this
Oh, dude, there's some give here. Like,
yeah, I
I
know.
can feel some sponge.
this is like actual soft carpet. Like
Yeah.
I've completely flattened the carpet in my other apartment.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Blake made us take our shoes off here. Because,
Yeah.
'cause
'Cause
there's
I care
actually
about my-
reasons
Oh,
to-
I
Yeah.
naturally just take shoes off. That's because I'm not an animal.
It's because you've got very slippery feet. Your
Oh, that's
shoes just
true.
fall off. They just drip off your feet.
The thing is, yeah, I barely wear shoes inside.
You take your
I
shoes off
have
at
that
work,
thing.
don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's weird. to
Which
me.
is which apparently is weird.
I feel like at work it's weird.
Is it?
Yeah,
If you've
Do you
got
go-
smelly
when-
feet, especially, like
Mm.
obviously you don't want to. I think for me it's a politeness issue,
Okay.
yeah,
exposing your feet to those around you.
yeah.
Hmm.
So you guys been playing stuff? Blake, I don't think you've been playing stuff, have you?
I've only played like that. My time in Porsche.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about that a little bit. But Saveun, you've been playing stuff.
I didn't mention it last time. I got back on the saddle. I was in Red Dead playing some
Oh yeah,
online.
yeah.
Rocket League. Played a couple
Ooh.
games of that. Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh, okay.
A little bit of that too.
let's-
And I tried to play a game called Stories Untold. I don't know if any of
Stories
you
on. I've not. How do you find these games?
Stories Untold. Because I'm such a big fan of the Epic Store.
yeah,
It is one of the. They only have like 40 games on that thing.
yeah.
But it came up, and it looked interesting, so I checked that out. It's a text adventure game,
Okay.
Whoa.
so I very quickly got out of
Oh.
there. I man, you got to see screenshots of this thing.
Yeah.
because it
The
looked.
stories untold.
Did it get you with the screenshots?
Yeah, so it looked
Whoa,
looked really
those
good.
words look sick.
It looked really good. And then I installed it. It had a very Stranger Things kind of intro,
Oh yeah.
and then you're just typing into a computer and doing
Oh
that kind
man.
of stuff. It was rough.
Okay.
There was this one part that I was just hung up on where it has like a Famicom computer or whatever,
Uh-huh.
and
As in like Nintendo Entertainment?
I'm just going to use that as an
Okay.
example.
I think
So, a brand
Commodore
of computer.
64 kind of.
Okay,
Yeah.
but it's got its own version of it, right?
Sure.
And so you're typing away, you're figuring out this mystery, and you find a game, and then you're like, all right, play this game, right? And
Uh-huh.
you
A
so you
game
type
within
this
a
into this
game.
thing,
Yeah.
yeah. So you type this thing in, and you press enter, and it says play it with what? And then I was like, oh, with the Commodore, and then it didn't register that,
Yeah.
and I was like, the hell? And I was just hung up on that for a while.
Yeah.
See a YouTuber play this thing, and he wrote use computer. And it worked. And
Ugh.
foolish me,
Yeah.
using the actual brand name of the thing that they actually detail
Their,
for some
their,
reason.
own, their
man.
own internal
Yeah,
logic.
Yeah.
didn't
After
get
that, I was
recognized.
just like,
Uh,
all right.
I think those kind of games, right? You have to sort of like acclimate to their own sort of way of thinking.
yeah.
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 But how precise? Because they want you to be detailed with some things.
Yeah.
But other things, not.
That's
Yeah.
a weird thing. You just gotta like calibrate to like almost like
I would have never wrote computer. That was the thing.
Yeah.
Because I would have. So I quit it, uninstalled it,
Man.
and then got out of there.
Did you ever play Frog Fractions?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, there's a certain part in that where you have to figure out
That
their
was
logic
good.
and
Yeah.
and figure out what kind of terms they are looking for.
Yep.
And that can be frustrating.
Yep.
But that one actually was impressed by how broad their term recognition was. A good text adventure game
They'll
will
accommodate,
accept a lot of different inputs.
Mhm.
Hey Nick, get closer to that mic.
Okay. I'm
You can
closer
adjust
now.
the mic, not just your neck.
No. No, this
All right,
mic doesn't.
You like
work.
a good hunch
All right,
forward?
hang on. How's that? Is that good?
That's riveting, man. This sounds great. I'm
thank
sure
you.
on the mic.
Yeah.
Tell me about Red Dead. What brought it back?
It's just more Red Dead. They've been releasing updates, stuff like that.
Is it good? Like, are you having fun?
Yeah, I always have fun playing that game. It's
Uh-huh.
just causing chaos mainly. Me and a couple mates were. Do you think people can hear?
There's
reggae
there
in
is
the
now
back?
music
Yeah, there's-
playing.
there's
We don't know
some
where
music
it's
outside.
from.
That
This is-
won't. That won't.
I think it's from coming from behind me.
Yeah.
This thing. Red Dead. So Red Dead's good. We ended up just harassing this one guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's getting pretty loud.
Yeah. Hold on.
Blake is now investigating.
Oh,
it's a car.
we gotta capture this.
Yeah.
I think the sound gets
It's going
trapped in that
straight
alcove, so
through
it sounds
the-
like it's like right outside the front door. But
Yeah.
it's over there.
Interesting.
I could bring you some egg cartons to like.
Store eggs.
Yep.
Yeah.
To store eggs, good.
Yeah.
I'm sick
I
of
was
these
wondering
bags
why
of loose
you
eggs.
just got loose eggs all over the floor.
Yeah. I'm literally treading on eggshells here
And yolks.
and yolks.
Uh,
Red Dead.
What else? Nothing really to report there
Yeah.
with Red Dead. I'm just having a blast playing it,
okay, what's happening with Rocket League? What brought you back there?
man.
Because you were playing that religiously for, I would say, maybe a year.
Yeah, it was.
And then
it was really fun.
It was gone
Yeah,
from your life.
because I had a fallout with someone who was very serious.
Oh,
and into
no.
Rocket League.
Were you not pulling your weight on the team or something?
Yeah,
Oh no.
yeah. This guy wanted to go pro.
Ah.
This is why I don't like team sports.
Yep. You're such a lone wolf.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't like people relying on me. I like to just rely on myself.
Yeah.
Big into bowling.
Yeah.
I don't know what other solo sports.
Oh.
Tennis, maybe, I guess. Anyway.
Or as like a solo kind of
Yeah.
thing. Chess.
Chess.
As a
Yeah,
sport.
chess is a good
Okay,
one.
sure.
Yeah. Chess
Uh,
is a sport.
Sure, okay. Have you seen chess boxing?
No, that sounds amazing.
The developers of EVE Online,
Yeah.
CCP, used to, at their EVE conventions, I forget what they're called, but they used to do chess boxing occasionally. It's basically rounds of, I think it's like 30-second or 1 minute rounds of boxing with like a 1 minute round of chess between.
Okay.
And it's, I think whoever wins the chess
Yeah.
wins, but the boxing makes it really hard to play chess.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
getting punched in the face.
Wow, that's really cool.
It's
That actually is kind of cool. I like that.
it's pretty amazing.
So your goal is to just brain damage the opponent so they can't.
So they can't play chess.
play.
Yeah.
Man.
Are there
yeah.
weight divisions?
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's
Hmm.
it's pretty amazing though. If you Google chess boxing, I think it comes up.
Wow. So Sav, did you hear about this? These Grand Theft Auto rumors that turned out to be kind of false.
No. Tell me.
Oh man. Okay. There were rumors that apparently it came from like some Reddit post, and
Okay.
people really latched onto it. Like in the media reported about it and stuff, saying that the next Grand Theft Auto would be like set in like Brazil or something like South.
yeah.
South
I've heard these
America,
rumors.
right? And it
Yeah.
would be like set in the 70s and 80s or something
Yeah.
like that. And it'd be like 4 protagonists kind of thing or something.
It was like a Vice City type thing.
Yeah, like a Vice City.
but
Yeah,
in,
yeah.
like the Americas.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I mean,
and
that
it was
sounds cool to
called
me.
the Americas. Apparently that is like completely false. Like that's
Who's dismissing that?
like people have researched it online
Mm.
and like where this came from, this leak
Oh.
was from a guy that is like
Wishfulthinking.com?
notorious for what's that?
Wishful thinking.
Yeah, yeah. Well, there's this guy that's like notorious, it seems, for leaking
Fake
like
information.
fake stuff about
Ah.
Rockstar.
Oh shit.
Yeah,
okay.
and like if you go back through this guy's history, he'd done the same for like Bully and like Red Dead, and all the stuff that like
Right.
he'd be talking about, and then like turns out to not be true at all.
Damn
but
it.
it got like picked up by the major like media and stuff.
Yeah.
And Vivan, our big fan, he messaged us about it as well.
Yeah.
So like it was kind of like everywhere.
I think I did catch that.
Yeah.
And I'm still secretly hoping for that.
Dude, same mate. Like another Vice City would be fucking great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But also with like epic scale as well.
Mm.
I would love to see them try something new. I don't want another Vice City.
What do you mean? What would new mean?
That's a good question.
A sci-fi game.
Actually, a near future version of GTA could be really
Cyber
interesting.
crimes?
I mean, consider
Cyberpunk
2078.
2078.
Yeah. Do you want
Okay.
Keanu Reeves in it?
All right, here's my pitch. Here's my pitch. Okay, one of the arguably worst things about GTA, in my opinion, is getting around.
Right.
And self-driving cars are on the horizon. Imagine a GTA where there were self-driving cars.
Have you
and
heard of taxis?
You could, but I don't want to have to. Okay, so you're telling me the solution is in the video game: wait for a taxi to drive by, hail it, and pay them.
You're describing a self-driving
Yeah.
car, which is a taxi. Like if you don't need to drive it.
No, but imagine you're in a chase or whatever, and
Two
like,
self-driving cars.
imagine you've got to do a drive-by and you can like let the car do the driving for you, and then like when the police come, you can toggle into driving mode or whatever and actually handle it.
Oh, I see.
You know,
You want some automation so you can like do drive-bys and not have to worry about steering at the same
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
They have this in Grand Theft Auto 5. You can cycle between carriers. Like they have this mission.
Imagine this if it's just for the setting. Like if functionally, what I guess I'm describing is
Imagine if
Watch
there-
Dogs.
Yeah, imagine if there was.
Imagine if Watch Dogs was good.
Yeah. Do you hack the car to get it?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, I think you're talking about Watch Dogs.
Man,
Well, we've got a game for you.
And then you can play as a grandma.
Oh man, now we're talking.
Actually, we kind of jumped away. What brought you back to Rocket League?
A mate of mine, we all renewed our PlayStation membership, even though you can play it on PC with crossplay and
Yep.
garbage like that. And yeah, we just decided to play it. Played it one night, and it had been so long since I'd played it that my ranking. Well, I don't have a ranking, so
Oh man.
I'm some noob apparently.
Yep.
And we were just versing other amateurs, and we were just wiping the
Just
floor with these
crushing
guys.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So I had the highest ego boost that night.
Yep.
If
Felt
only
great.
it mattered for something.
Yeah. Yeah. So that night was fantastic, and yeah, it's just a fun game. We're just playing like standard Rocket League 3v3, that kind of thing.
But
Shit, what else can I say
how
about it?
serious are your teammates taking it then? Is it
Uh,
because you're saying that what made you stop was that
yeah.
like, taking it too seriously?
So we're not playing with that guy. he's not there anymore. We're playing with a mate.
He's in the pro leagues now. So.
We're playing with a mate who's in Ireland,
Yeah.
and for some reason he likes to host the games.
Oh man.
So our pings are
laggy.
garbage.
Wow.
Yeah, and apparently in Ireland, their internet providers suck,
Man.
or maybe it's just he's really hanging on to the cell phone data thing. So he's playing it through mobile.
And
data.
he wants to host.
Wow.
Yeah, and he wants.
Is
to
this guy?
host.
This guy's a
Wow.
maniac.
So with every handicap possible, you're still kicking butt
yeah,
against
Wow.
Yeah.
absolute noobs.
and it's still fun. It's really fun. I love playing that game.
Have they added? I think they've just been adding stuff, right? I've seen
Yeah.
other game modes they've added.
Yeah.
I saw something with a giant hockey puck.
Yep. That was pretty old.
That was a while ago, wasn't it? Wasn't there a basketball one as well?
Yep.
That was a
They've-
while back.
they've-
Yeah.
I don't even know, man, about these other game modes.
When are they going to do pool?
pool?
Yeah.
Like swimming pool?
No, like
synchronized
like
swimming. Billiards.
Synchronized swimming
Yeah.
with rocket
With
cars.
the rocket
Yeah, that
cars.
would actually be
Yeah.
really cool.
Style points and stuff like that.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't even play that kind of stuff. I just like jumping in the air, like with my rocket car,
Yeah, fair enough.
trying to hit the ball, and that's fun in itself. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Mortal
Cool.
Kombat 11.
Yeah, tell me about
Oh
that.
yeah.
It's good. Have you guys been playing anything?
I've watched the Mortal Kombat 11 movie on, well, most of it on
Is it a movie?
on YouTube. Well, no, it's all the cutscenes.
Oh, right. Okay.
How was that, Blake?
It was 4 hours, and I was only like halfway through it.
And how was it?
It was alright.
Yeah,
I like how they
There's heaps of cutscenes.
Oh, just the story mode.
Yeah.
Right.
There'll
Yeah.
be like half an hour of cutscenes, and then they'll be like, "Oh yeah, this is a fighting game. We need to put in some fights."
they've really put an emphasis on the story, which is, I think, a real odd move.
I think it's great. I really like it.
Are you invested?
No.
Yeah, see, that's I'm saying. Like even with like 4 hours worth of cutscenes, you
Yeah.
don't care that much. And to me, that is like a failure.
Yeah.
If you should care, if you are spending that much time focused on the story and you don't care.
Yeah. Well, the story kind of is like, it reminds me of like a Saturday cartoon kind of story
Okay,
where it's just because I mean,
but
it's all just to facilitate
but this is-
one-on-one fights.
what
Like,
rating is
it can-
it's an R-rated game, right?
Yeah.
They should be aiming a little higher.
You want some political intrigue. You want some Game of Thrones
Well,
level.
just challenge me a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, make me think.
Oh man.
I don't want to. I don't think that you need to facilitate fights
Maybe-
in a fighting game. It's a fighting game. The context handles that for you.
Sure. I mean, they have different modes. I mean, I think most people just play like whatever challenge modes or something where it is just
Sure.
fighting and stuff. But like,
Yeah.
there's the single player thing that you probably play through like once or maybe twice. Because there's a few parts of this where like you can choose which person to fight
Sure.
with, and it'll like branch the
Branching
story a little bit.
storyline.
It'll branch it
Yeah.
for like a fight, and then sort of just
Ugh.
come back to the main thing.
Uh-huh.
This is cool for a fighting game. No, no.
I know. That's why I think it's cool.
I disagree.
Dude, stories in fighting games before just used to be like a paragraph before a fight.
Yeah.
Or an intro
Or
to the
an-
fight.
Yeah, to the fight.
I mean,
Why did Ryu beat up that car?
he wanted to get insurance? I don't.
What was the story behind that?
He's defrauding insurance.
It was,
Ryu is a notorious fraudster. That's all I'm saying.
insurance fraud.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know. I feel like if you're gonna provide a story for a fighting game, then your gameplay needs to be more than literally just one-on-one fights.
I mean, I don't know. Like, that is the game.
So you think Mortal Kombat should start having a walking
Okay,
simulator
let me
element?
give
Oh, I
you-
know what you want, a battle royale, but with fighting games.
Oh, that would be kind of cool, actually. But
One-on-one fights, but it's like 60 people in an arena.
One-on-one.
Yeah.
No, I mean, okay. Smash Brothers did not have an amazing story mode. I mean, at least it didn't have an amazing story.
Yeah.
But the story mode itself was gigantic and quite interesting. I mean, ultimately, it always boiled down to a fight.
Yeah.
How do they handle it?
Well,
in between fights.
between fights.
In between fights, how do they?
There was a big overworld area,
Mhm.
and so you're exploration, and you unlock tools to unlock new areas, and there were cutscenes and there was story, but it was very loose and minimal, and most of it was about the exploration. And
How did they
unlocking.
navigate from like different IPs? Do they do anything cool there, like
Yeah.
universe traveling or whatever?
No, it's all in their universe. They all exist together.
Okay.
So it's just they don't acknowledge it really. But like each encounter, you would fight against one of the game's characters, like because they've got this roster of fighters.
Mhm.
But thematically, you might be fighting against someone else. So, for example, you might be fighting in mechanically, you might be fighting Kirby, but he's like made of metal, and there's like 8 of them. And so you're fighting like the robot army from some game or
okay.
something, and then they've like got modifiers on the fight to make it feel like that. So like there's one where you fight a bunch of different Mega Mans with different power sets, and it was meant to feel like you're playing through Mega Man. And that's sort of the twist they do is they modify the fight in interesting ways to simulate something from a different game.
Right.
Which, again, it doesn't come back to the story much, but that's as a single-player campaign in a fighting game, it was interesting, and there was a ton of content, and there were cutscenes that looked
So,
good.
Yeah, I think I get it. So you're saying that you kind of want things in the single player that you don't actually get in the
Oh,
normal
absolutely.
fighting,
The thing-
standard. Kind of
yeah,
thing.
exactly.
Yeah.
If what I want to do is do one-on-one fights, the story is not going to enhance that much.
Yeah.
Like, you're playing through Mortal Kombat or whatever, or you're what were there twists with these fights?
Oh, dude, I didn't play the story mode.
Oh,
I was just beating fools.
He's playing the real game.
Right.
I was just uppercutting people.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
Um,
Because it what you're describing, it reminds me of StarCraft 2 story mode, where they
Yes.
had unique units only for the story mode that didn't
Yeah.
show up in the actual multiplayer.
exactly.
Yeah.
And unique rule sets and that.
Yeah,
sort of thing.
yeah,
And that that
They had
made it,
whole upgrade trees and stuff in the single player that
yeah.
that just didn't exist in.
And that's true of,
Yeah.
of Smash Brothers as well. There is a thing called the spirit system where
yeah.
you attach a specific spirit and it enhances your character in certain ways. And there's a rock paper scissors sort of, this beats that,
Yeah.
this beaten by that.
Mm.
And then there's other things that will augment those spirits. And there's just tons and tons to do and unlock. And
Yeah.
it made it not feel like I was just playing their normal one-on-one mode where it's just a sequence of fights back to back.
Yep.
With a cutscene in between, which is not what I would want. But
There
maybe
is
that's what
also
Mortal Kombat
some
has.
weird disconnect as well between the story mode and the fights in a few places because in the story of Mortal Kombat there's good guys, there's the good faction and bad faction, and there was
Question real quick. Does anybody in the good faction not rip someone else's head off?
I don't know.
Because it feels
Yeah.
like that's a pretty strictly bad thing. All
Yeah,
those
yeah.
fatalities are pretty
Well,
much.
what I was just gonna say was that there's a point in early on you start off playing as the good guys, and one of the early fights is just a sparring match between two people, but then in the fight you just shoot someone in the back of the head
Yeah.
and then clearly kill them, and then in the cutscene they pop up and they're like, oh, it's
good fight.
good fight.
That is the best thing about Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Where it is so gruesome. Do you remember the headlines they had back in the day when Mortal Kombat came out?
Oh, it was
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
they were the target for censorship and everyone hated them.
they
But
were
they doubled down, man.
yeah.
I
But
see-
now
I-
it's just silly. It's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
It's so out of it's so beyond.
I don't know. I can't.
You punch a guy and 15 rib cages come flying out of them.
Yeah. We played this one, and you will uppercut a guy's face through a icicle, and you'll see this X-ray mode.
Yeah,
And he'll fall to the
Ugh.
ground, and then round 2 will happen. And
Yeah.
then he just steps up again.
Yeah, the round 2 is always a weird thing.
Yeah.
So you just got paralyzed for life, and you just jump back up. Oh, got my second wind.
It's fantastic.
I think I had that spare beating heart in my chest.
At least DBZ, you can throw a sensu bean at someone and be like, "All right, I'm back to normal."
I don't. You see, I don't like the games that glorify the violence that way.
It's not even. I don't think it's even glorified. It's so cartoony and over the top that it's like Itchy and Scratchy.
But
It's so beyond anything that is real.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Yeah.
So there are games where the violence is cartoonish. You know, you cut a guy's head off and the blood sprays.
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
just keeps spraying
Yeah.
forever or whatever. And that is to me kind of comical because it's
Yeah.
not grounded in reality. Whereas this often feels like they are trying to ground the moment-to-moment violence in reality. It's like, look how realistic the anatomy is.
Is it the X-rays where it's you'll
Yeah.
see broken bones and stuff?
So I played the sniper games back in the day where you I don't know, you'd be tasked with shooting Hitler or whatever.
Yeah.
And you would shoot, and it would, as the bullet collides with the body, it would freeze frame it, and it would show all the bones, and
Yeah.
it would show which organs it's
Yeah.
penetrating, and it's just why?
Yeah, because
What
it makes
is
you
this?
makes you
Who
feel
wants
it.
this?
It makes you feel what you're doing. Get it in your head. what
Oh,
damage
sorry.
you're causing.
Okay, sorry. I'm sorry.
This is a serious game.
I don't know. What it does to me is it makes me go, this is for an audience that isn't me. This is for 13-year-olds
Yeah.
who, I don't know, are trying to be cool in front of their friends.
Yeah.
Look at how much I'm not grossed out by this.
Yeah.
Maybe that's just
I
me.
don't know. I think it's too ridiculous to consider seriously.
That said, I love like babalities or whatever the things that turn people to babies, and like I love the wacky elements of Mortal Kombat. It's when it takes itself so seriously.
I don't think it is taking itself very seriously.
Well, that's good.
Mm.
Maybe I should give it a try. Is it? I'm assuming it's not coming to Switch.
You say that all the time. No, I don't think it's coming anytime soon. It looks too good. Speaking of Switches, there's a Switch, a new Switch.
Yeah,
is there?
Yep, they announced a new Switch. Switch
Lite.
Lite.
In the last week there was a.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, I haven't been in the loop.
Switch Lite.
Yep.
It's
You want me to tell you about it?
Go for it.
Yep.
No HD rumble. The Wiimotes are actually connected to this thing.
The
Right.
Joy-Cons.
You can't switch it.
Can't switch it.
Yeah,
You can't
it
dock
does
it.
seem like a weird name for
So
the.
what's it called then?
It's just a handheld.
It's just
But yeah, it is literally a handheld. It doesn't hook up to a TV.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It is $100 US cheaper than the
Right.
main.
So is this basically their more portable? Like this is their DS type of thing.
Exactly. It's lighter. It has fewer features, but it's cheaper and it's
Okay.
more
And
sturdy in its construction.
It doesn't hook up to a TV.
It doesn't hook up to a TV.
Oh, okay.
Also, if you happen to bring it out to like the basketball court, you couldn't dock it and detach your
Oh
things.
man.
Yeah,
you
it's-
can't go
it's
to a
strictly
rooftop
handheld.
party with
No.
it, and
No, bro.
man,
You're not as social
Yeah.
as you were with a
Oh.
full-fledged Switch.
but that's what that ad was.
They just keep doing variations of that ad as well.
Yeah.
But also, I feel like everybody does that ad.
Yeah, that's it. I mocked
I remember-
the shit out of that ad, being like, "This is nobody's going to use
Microsoft did it
this."
for Kinect.
Yeah,
Sony did it for their PlayStation properties. It's everyone's like, look, this is a family and friendly social experience.
You know, the reason for it is because no one wants to see a guy in his dark room playing a video
Yeah.
game
35-year-old dude who
with
has
a bag of
in
chips.
3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't want to see that.
yeah,
but that's the reality of it.
No, I know.
yeah. Everyone's always in a nice, well lit like room.
Mm.
On,
Everyone's really handsome too.
yeah,
I don't like it.
yeah.
Not,
Feel alienated.
It's true. It's like this. I don't identify with these people. At all.
Look,
who are
they're-
they-
first of all, they're
what are they doing with
outside.
their faces? Those are smiles.
Oh man, I think I told you guys right. I'm getting a Switch.
yes.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
gonna-
why I
I'm gonna
mentioned
get-
it.
yeah,
That's
yeah. I'm not gonna get the Switch Lite though. I was
Oh, no?
no.
Yeah,
I
you're
was
too
hoping-
social for that.
Yeah, I'm way too social for that.
Yeah. It's
I'm always outside on the basketball court.
I do want to talk about why you're getting a Switch, because the thing that sold you on it,
Yeah,
the final game, what was it?
we didn't talk about this on the last podcast,
No.
did we?
No, I don't think so. But,
Okay.
but tell me.
The final game was the promise of Breath of the Wild 2.
Oh, okay, that's not what I thought.
You
Oh,
were
and
thinking Pokemon?
Yeah.
well, the second to final game
Okay.
was Pokemon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I am intrigued by that because the reception online to almost everything related to that game
Really?
is strongly negative.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, I'll take you through it. There's a bunch
You know,
of different
you could like if you
elements.
if
Am I
you
gonna
bum this out
I'm
for
gonna
me, I'm not going to buy a Switch. 'cause-
sell you on it?
yeah,
I
it's
think-
going to take
I
away
think-
that one game, and then I'm like, well, I got to wait for another game.
I think ultimately you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Because I don't think you are the hardcore Pokemon
Oh.
player that is upset by this.
Okay.
But you won't be able to transfer all of the Pokemon from all of your previous games to this game.
You mean Pokemon Red, which was the last Pokemon game I actually played?
Actually, maybe you will be able to then.
Ooh.
No. They've got a limited number of Pokemon that can actually appear in the game, as opposed to the
Oh,
roster,
yeah, I heard
roster
about
of
this.
700 or
Yeah.
something. And people
That is kind of a bummer, I think.
Yes, I agree. And the arguments that they have made for this is they need to spend the time and resources making
Yeah.
the Pokemon that are in that game look really good, have great animations.
Right.
And then, of course, exclusively all you see online is people clipping out the worst animations, the worst
Oh, man.
models. There's like people keep photoshopping this tree that was in one of the demos that looks like it was from like Ocarina of Time.
Oh my god.
And like there's animations. They've got like a corgi style Pokemon, and it does its tail wag or like whatever that basic move is.
Yeah.
And it just it's the model not moving its feet at all, just pivoting
Oh
back
my
and
God.
forth,
Oh jeez.
pivoting back and forth on its center point, and it just it doesn't look
Yeah.
Like they've put a ton of effort into the visuals.
Oh man.
But if what you want is like the joy of exploring a Pokemon world and catching the Pokemon and doing the gyms and like raising the Pokemon, you're gonna have a good time. It's that kind of game.
Yeah. I mean that is a bummer though that it doesn't have the full roster.
I mean, how many do you really need? Do you really
you
need
gotta catch them all.
700?
Like I mean, that's the name of the game, right?
But you've never been able to catch them all in a single game.
How can you catch them all when
you can't? You've never been. It's actually so. It's always bugged me. It's called. Their phrase is "gotta catch them all."
Yeah.
You can't. You literally cannot catch them all. You have to trade for at least like some of them.
In previous Pokemon games, have they kept the full like roster of past generations?
Yes.
Okay.
With some exceptions, like I think there were issues with the transition between like Game Boy and Game Boy Advance, maybe or something.
Yeah.
There were certain breakpoints where you couldn't get all of the Pokemon across due to like changes in the data structure.
Yeah.
But for the most part, for like the last 10 or 15 years, you've been able to potentially carry Pokemon across.
Yeah. I wonder if they'll add them in like updates and stuff.
Based on everything I've heard, probably not.
Yeah.
But people are really
Loot
upset about it,
boxes.
so who knows?
Pokemon loot boxes.
Oh, Pokemon skins, microtransaction skins.
Yeah.
So you can make your Eevee look like a Vaporeon or something.
That's just called a Waterstone. That just changes it to a Vaporeon. Why would you want it to look like a Vaporeon?
But you could charge $5 on the other end.
No, it's to fool your opponent because your opponent will say, "Oh shit, I'm going
water
up against
type.
water
I'm
type."
going to use my electric attack,
Yeah.
and then it'll be like it does normal damage because it's a normal type.
Yep. Ha, sucker.
Oh, got him.
Got ya. I went through 10 loot boxes to get that.
They actually have like some things in those games that could transition to free to play. Like there are shiny Pokemon
Yeah.
which look different, and that's
Yeah.
the only. That's just a cosmetic.
They don't have like stat differences or
Nope.
anything?
Oh, there's no connection to Pokemon Go, right? Like, there's no like.
Not as far as
any-
I'm aware.
Okay.
But Let's Go Eevee and Let's Go Pikachu did have a connection to Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
You could transition any of the Gen 1 Pokemon between those.
Okay.
Or from one game to the other. I
Yeah.
think specifically from Go into.
Did you play that?
Yeah, I played it with my wife.
Okay.
Basically, I told her where to go, and she did it. And
She did the go
she
part of
thought-
Pokemon Go.
She thought that was great.
Wow.
Like, because she didn't know the games at all.
Yeah.
She found like she didn't know the Pokemon types, like
Yeah.
the matchups and stuff. She didn't know what the moves did, and I had all of this information from when I was 8 years old.
Wow. So you were Google Maps for her. Just
Yeah.
turn
like,
right
okay.
over.
It was crazy because I would be. It's been literally like 20 years since I played those games, and I'd be like, oh, there's an invisible item there, and there was.
Oh,
like I
man,
just
yeah,
could
yeah.
remember all of this
Wow.
stuff.
Did
It's
you-
amazing how ingrained in my DNA that stuff is now.
Yeah, that's incredible. So did you know that you knew that until like you came up to these
No.
points and you're like,
No.
I remember something.
Yes, I'd be like, we'd be going through like the tunnel between like Celadon and Saffron or whatever,
Yeah.
and I'd be like, okay, there's like gonna be a gold nugget over here, and there's
Wow.
gonna be a max potion over
Yeah.
here, and
That's just in there. That's just in
Sure
your
enough.
brain, like sitting there for 20 years
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
not doing anything
yeah,
until.
I can barely remember. Like, I'll have like a hair appointment, and I'll forget about it.
Yeah.
and but I know exactly where the Great Ball is, and
Yep.
where to get the Moonstone.
It's amazing.
I've got that same thing with Mario 3. I can get all the flutes. I'll get my flutes.
Ooh,
and
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just like go right out to
You know-
level 8 or world 8. Sorry.
Yeah. Did you know there's a third flute?
Yeah.
Do you know where it is?
I'm gonna have to play it like
Mhm.
from memory. Probably not.
It's only in muscle memory. You just.
What I always wanted to do was get all 3 flutes and see what happens. In fact, I think I may have done that, and I don't think it does anything.
Hmm.
Anyway, you know what I've been playing?
Tell me.
I've been playing Hollow Knight. Which-
Oh, yep.
Blake informs me, and I forgot he did this, but he had talked about it in the past.
I'd only just started playing it. I finished. I think the last time I talked about it, I'd beaten the first boss and was on the second boss.
Yeah.
And I've since beaten the second boss and walked
Mm.
around.
Yeah,
But I haven't played it for like months.
that game's a masterpiece, and made by a tiny team. I
Mm.
find that game so impressive.
How tiny is that team?
quite tiny. Okay.
Oh, yeah?
So, okay. There's like
4 foot.
Picture a tiny team.
there's like 2 dudes who programmed it for the most part, and then there was like maybe a technical director, and there's a musician. I think one of the guys who programmed it also did most of the animations.
Mm.
And then they had like maybe 8 guys from another studio help them out at some points.
8 guys.
Yeah,
That's not small. Get out of here. That's not a small team.
for the size of this game. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Huh.
Like we spent 60 hours playing it, and it's got an enormous world. It controls beautifully. It looks beautiful. It's dense with atmosphere and detail.
Mm.
Like actually, I think Saveun, you would really like the aesthetic of this game.
Probably.
It's very detailed and consistent.
Cool.
It's 2D.
I'm when people say there's a lot of content in it, like
Yeah.
hours of content, that's never a sell for me.
Well, would it help if I told you it was engaging the whole time? It wasn't a grind.
Maybe. I
And-
don't know. I'd have to see it.
Also, it was only 60 hours because my wife was taking it very slow.
Ah.
But it was just really fun. The way we'd play, she would do a lot of the exploration, and then she would find a boss or a jump puzzle or something that was difficult, and she'd pass it to me, and I would do it. And I would pass it back to her so she can continue exploring.
It's good teamwork.
Yeah. Turned out to be a really good way of playing that game.
Did you see that there's a new game coming out? I think where you play as the girl that is like one of the bosses.
I think
Or it's
you're
a
talking about
DLC
Hollow Knight
or-
Silk Song, I think. It's
Yeah,
like meant
yeah.
to be a sequel, I think,
Okay.
of sorts.
Yeah.
Or an expansion. I'm not sure what it is. But yeah, I'm absolutely gonna pick that up.
Yeah.
That game is
How would you describe that game's like aesthetic? Like, because I keep thinking it's sort of like got this Victorian
yeah.
era because everything's sort of like thin metal, like cages.
Yeah,
and
lots of
stuff and-
filigree.
Yeah,
decorations.
yeah,
It's, I would describe it as like Art Nouveau in a bug city.
Mhm.
That's
In a sort of and decrepit, like past its
Yes.
like glory.
Yes, the
Like-
city has collapsed, and you're
Yeah.
investigating that to some degree. And
I think that adds also to the Dark Souls feel that I get with that is that it's like this decayed
Kingdom.
kingdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think also the Dark Souls comparison is apt because it's hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard.
I mean, it's hard but fair. Like when you make a mistake, you kind of know that it's your fault.
Almost always.
Yeah.
There are some boss fights where there's randomness that can feel
Oh yeah, I don't like that.
like there was a thing that you fight that looks like it basically looks like a giant blob with teeth on top of it, and it spews out projectiles as one of its moves, and
Mm.
the angles and landing locations of those projectiles is randomized, and so there can be points where it's just like you cannot dodge
Hmm.
to a location.
Is it a platformer?
It's a Metroidvania sort of game.
But
So,
platform.
Yeah, 2D platformer with combat,
Mm.
and like you unlock skills and
I think this
abilities
is-
that open up new areas.
This is similar to a Ori in the Blind Forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Similar
yeah,
in terms
yeah.
of style.
Because there's
Cool.
definitely like you come up to places where there'll be a ledge that you'll try to jump to and
Mm.
you can't do it, and you'll try a couple of times and you're like, I think I'm gonna get some sort of double jump later
Yep.
on that I can get up there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some of the powers are quite surprising as well.
Yeah.
So, but I don't want to spoil.
There's a
it.
section that like I think because you get like an air dash or something, but there's a section that's just like a tunnel full of spikes, and I'm like, oh man,
Uh,
that looks intense.
There's
I
a
don't-
lot of
I don't know
those.
how I'm gonna ever get through there.
There's a ton of those. and
Yeah.
they are intense.
Yeah.
And there's a part later on in the game. It's just like a sequence of platforms throughout a tunnel covered in spikes,
Oh god.
and the platforms collapse if you touch them.
Yeah.
Not even if you land on them. If you brush against
Oh my
them,
god. Yeah.
they will collapse after like a second or something.
Uh.
So it's all about precision and timing. And
Oh, I remember I found a I don't know if it was a class as a secret area, but I found an area that was basically pitch black.
yep,
And you had to navigate like there were platforms.
Yep.
And you just have to navigate through feel.
yeah, you could do that, or you could just buy the lamp.
Wait, what? There's a lamp?
Yeah, there's a lamp.
Oh my god. I thought that was like, oh, this is a clever puzzle. You got to navigate through.
Nope.
I got to the end of it.
That's good. Good job,
Wow.
Blake. You would have had a much easier time if you just bought the lamp.
Lamp. Whoa, that's cheating. That sounds like some pay to win.
There's a part we found at secret area. It's called the Path of Pain. It is like post end game content, and it is insanely difficult.
Oh,
it is
man.
a sequence of increasingly difficult jump maneuvers that you have to do in one go.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm gonna try my best to describe this. It's a bunch of jumps up against overhanging platforms, which means you have to like jump away from the wall
Oh, okay.
and then like do a double jump to get to the wall above it. And sometimes that also involves a dash. And then sometimes they put an obstacle there, so you have to maneuver around the obstacle to get up past it. Once you get to the top of that area, there is a sequence of jumps through spike-covered corridors that are extremely narrow,
Oh, man.
where there are no platforms. In order to actually continue further down the corridor, you have to do a downward strike on an enemy,
Oh,
which if you hit it, the enemy breaks apart, so you only get one chance to do it, and then you have to move her to the next enemy. I don't know how long it goes for, because that's as far as I've gotten.
wow. How long did it take you to get to that point, though?
Like an hour and a half.
Wow.
It's really, really hard. But it's
I can't do stuff like that.
It's so elegantly designed that I really, really enjoy it.
I can't. I don't think I can ever like sit down for like an hour and a half just like hammering away at the same kind of like section
Yeah,
for that
no,
long. That's intense.
My thumbs start getting tired.
Yeah.
What I want to do, I think I might do after this podcast, I might look up a video of that whole thing
Yeah.
just to show you guys
Oh, okay.
how insane that is. But fully endorse getting that game.
So you've also been playing Pathfinder.
Yes. I don't know if we talked about this.
I don't think we did.
I
I think on the last podcast
about
you
it a
said you'd
little bit.
bought it, but you hadn't started playing it.
thought I did start playing. Well, I can talk about it now. Bought it, started playing it. Yeah, no.
Nice.
I did the tutorial section, I guess is how
Which
I
is
would
the first
describe it.
10 hours.
The first 10 hours. It really is the first 10 hours
Yeah.
of the game. I got to the part where you actually get your city. So now I'm the kingmaker,
Nice.
I guess. Or I've
The
been
Baron.
made the king. Yeah, I don't know.
You're the Baron.
And that's really all I've done. I did a little bit more exploration. I found what Blake now informs me might be a bottomless dungeon, to which I got wiped out on the second floor. So I'm
Yep.
gonna leave that for a little while. That game's really hard.
Yeah, that's cool. That's actually that's kind of interesting that you just stumbled on the DLC dungeon just in the main game.
I mean, you say that I have. I
Yeah.
don't know that I have.
I think you have.
Yeah, you said that. Here's
I don't remember any other like dungeon with a dragon guarding it.
the thing is that the dragon. So okay, it's a dungeon. There's a friendly dragon guarding
Yep.
it. There's a giant banquet table outside
Yeah,
where you can.
yeah, it's a DLC.
rest. But the thing is that the dragon gave me very specific goals, like
Yeah.
very specific, well-defined goals.
Yeah,
There are
to
these
kill
four
like four.
dudes.
Yeah.
How can that be bottomless? There's four specific dudes.
Look, it's endless.
How could that be?
I think the story
Where they
is
give you the first three, and then it's like, good luck finding the last one.
actually yeah. There is no fourth one.
Oh, he's down there somewhere. Keep looking.
No, I think the way that dungeon will works is that like the story itself might not be endless, but the dungeon itself is.
Okay.
So
It's bright purple in there as well.
it changes.
okay.
It changes from level to level. You said you've only been to the first two levels.
Yeah,
Of,
the second level I think might have been.
yeah.
green, but think
I
about it.
recently saw in like one of their updates that they were there was some like there was a bug that like the difficulty didn't increase after the 50th level of that dungeon. And so they fixed that, and in their patch notes they were like, we actually didn't expect people to get that fast.
I mean, I got killed in the second floor.
Yeah.
There's werewolves. No, I got killed by I think were-panthers or were-tigers,
Oh, okay.
and they resist all of my attacks.
Oh, well,
I don't know.
That's actually interesting because I started that DLC with fresh characters that I made in the with the dragon.
yeah.
And And so I think it seems like that first level, it always had like kobolds or like little.
Mine
shitty
was just
guys.
werewolves.
Yeah.
Only werewolves.
So it
And-
must- it
and
must
they kept
adjust-
throwing explosives at me.
Oh boy. Oh well, werewolves and explosives, they go hand in hand.
That is what they say.
Yeah. But yeah, it must adjust for your level then,
It's too hard.
because I definitely haven't seen any like bomb throwing werewolves.
I don't that and trying to build a character in that game is intense.
Yeah. Are you using the auto build?
I am now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Why is it intense?
There's like 5 or 6 different pages of stats and numbers and words that you don't know the meanings
Yeah.
of.
Okay.
Like it'll be like choose a feat, and they'll give you a list of like 30 different feats, and it'll be like this one increases your morale by 1. And I'm like, what does morale do? It doesn't tell me anything. This one will increase your AC against
So they don't
attack rolls of
explain-
spiked weapons.
They don't
Yeah,
explain
yeah.
any of
Oh.
that. They don't have a.
They do. So
glossary?
the thing that a little bit annoys me is when you do level up, you're kind of locked into the level up
Yeah.
screen, and like if you wanted to go back and check stuff, you basically have to
You have to undo all your
undo
selections.
all the selections and then like check stuff out and be like, because they do have like an encyclopedia with all their like D&D terminology and what stuff does, but then you got to go back into the level up and go through all the stuff that you've already gone through to get back to the point where you
Yeah.
yeah
It's also quite buggy. You can respec your character, and as part of that respec, you can also change your name, race, and appearance.
oh wow I haven't
It's just
done that.
mid game. You can do that.
wow I haven't
Good
done
stuff.
that at all.
And so I did that, but I wanted to keep my portrait,
Yeah.
and so I kept choosing the portrait I wanted, and it would show me a different portrait.
Oh man.
And
yeah.
so I chose the portrait that it kept showing me, and it showed the same portrait again. And so I just didn't know if I
oh, wow.
would have the right portrait. So I had to gamble on going through the entire character customization process, and hope that I came out the other side with the portrait I wanted. And I did,
nice.
but only by pure
Wow.
hope did I make it through that.
I downloaded a bunch of custom portraits.
I'm curious what you've chosen.
I just got a dude. Just the dude.
Oh, I need these 400 portraits. Default, please.
Yeah. Yeah, like on the what's that called? That Nexus mod, the big mod site. I think it's just called Nexus, and it has like mods for Elder Scrolls and
Yeah.
like all these games.
Never heard of it.
Never heard of it?
No, this must be a Bethesda
Elder
thing.
Scrolls is it is a Bethesda game.
Okay. And it's where the fans fix the game of the
Yes, it is.
developers? Yeah. I get it.
But you can get mods for like tons of different games
Like
on
Linux?
there. Yeah.
It's just open source
Yeah,
game
yeah.
development.
Yeah. But you can get mods for tons of different games on there, and like there's massive like portrait packs for Pathfinder on there. And some of them are like really interesting, like, but there's a whole bunch that are just like there's no in-game character or character model that even looks like this. Like there's little fairies and stuff that like little like imp things that look cool. I'm like, you can't play as this at all though.
In fairness, the portraits that they give you at the start of the game barely cover.
Oh yeah,
like
they're bare. Yeah,
it's like
minimum.
here's 40 human dudes and an orc. Okay, I want to play a half elf.
You got one choice.
You'll look like
Yeah.
a human or an orc.
Is it in early access or something?
No.
Oh, what?
Yeah, it came out a while ago.
Yeah.
I
And
don't.
they've added DLC and they're
Yeah.
still updating it and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
I've not run into this bug that you're talking about because I've not respec'd my person. I don't think I've run into like many bugs at all. Like nothing that would like actually impact the game itself.
Here's another one. I don't know if this is a bug or not, but
Yeah.
oftentimes when you level up a character and you choose all your feats and stuff, on the final page it'll have like the same thing 2 or 3 times. Like it'll be like feat of like weapon
Oh, really?
specialization, and it'll have the same icon twice. And
I've not seen that.
I don't know why.
These
That's
are
there.
weird bugs. What are you playing this on? You playing this on your Switch?
I'm just
Yeah.
it's pen and paper.
Yeah, there you go. But how did you find that first 10 hours then? Because like this it's very D&D.
It
and You've played D&D
Yes.
on this podcast even.
Yes. it was fun. It was hard,
Yep.
and I'm pretty sure I screwed up multiple characters.
Well, like you leveled them up badly.
Yeah.
Interesting that this was the exact kind of thing that I was like complaining about.
Yeah.
That it would be good if you had a demo of like how.
Part of this is actually a problem with how D&D as a game is structured, or Pathfinder, or most tabletop games, is they will give you a huge number of character creation options very early on, which is probably awesome once you know the game inside out.
Yeah.
But to get to that point, you have to wade through so much information.
I looked up tutorials.
Yeah.
With like just YouTube videos of people building characters and talking about them, and just being like, all right, today we're going to build a blah, 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 whatever warrior, and just going through all the stats and stuff and explaining stuff. So like even before I made my first character, I'd put in like an hour of research.
Yeah. It really needs, or at least were I redesigning this rule set, I would have
the D&D rule set.
Yeah. Like at every given level, you wouldn't have 40 different choices. You would have like maybe 2 choices, or 3 choices, or 4 choices based on your previous choices, so that you.
Well, they have. I mean, when you level up and you're talking about, they give you this list of feats.
Yeah.
They do have recommended ones at the top that are like
Sometimes. Not all the time.
I've always had.
I've had characters where it's like none of these are recommended.
Oh well, I don't know what you do then.
So
You can click that off and on. Did you not? Maybe you had that.
No, I know. I found that button.
Okay.
There are characters like Bard, for example.
Yeah.
It'll tell you to like choose sharpshooter or whatever. But I was like, I want to use a staff.
Yeah.
And then I after I chose a couple perks, it was like none of these are recommended anymore.
Oh yeah, it's probably because you've gone so far off.
Right.
You're making some sort of custom.
Yes.
Like thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's if it allows you to do this, it shouldn't make your character trash.
Well, I think what you're saying is that it should then be like, oh, what you're trying to build, here's the recommended new feats for that.
It could do that, but I mean, really, what it should just be doing is you start off with a narrow band of choices that slowly broadens, as opposed to.
I mean, it is just this is the D&D thing.
Yes.
Like you play D&D and you get like we've played D&D and it's intense.
And making the character just takes forever.
Yeah,
it's just like the slowest part of the game, and also like managing your character.
Yeah. But they have the auto level up stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now I did eventually do that for some of the characters.
Yep.
But when you choose that option, it warns you it's going to change to a custom difficulty setting.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything.
What the?
Well, I mean, I saw that as just like this doesn't impact anything because it like.
Then why would they tell you this?
I don't know. Well, I think I actually don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna play more of it.
Yeah.
The city building stuff seems interesting. I did some things. I don't know if it was good. I don't know if it was bad.
What did you do?
I built some stuff into town.
Yeah.
And then
see that's another thing is that like you start off, you get this town and you can like build buildings and you got a huge list of buildings, but you don't know what resources yet are like important. The ones you kind of like priority that you want,
And also and maybe I missed something early on that I should have found, but you had a similar experience. You have to assign people to manage certain aspects of your town. So you need like a regent to manage the citizens, and like a dude to manage the laws,
a military,
and blah, blah.
a general,
and then one of them is a treasurer, and I didn't have any characters that were suitable for the role of treasurer, and it kept telling me this, like, you don't have a treasurer.
Yeah. I didn't have one.
I can't choose a treasurer.
I didn't have one for quite a while, and I think
infuriating.
I know. I wish there was a way where the game told you like you'll find one.
Or just give you a basic one.
Yeah.
Like if you don't have it.
Yeah, or if you could hire
give you
one.
Like,
yeah.
Hi, I'm Chet. I studied finances in university.
Or it would be good because like you have party members that can do multiple roles. It would be good if they could just do the treasury role, but they've got like, a zero plus zero kind of thing to their thing. Yeah. And then when you actually find someone that's a good treasurer, you can be like, all right, switch them out.
Yeah.
Because at least then you can like assign them to do treasury stuff, but they'll have a low chance. Well,
Yeah, those tasks won't just hang there forever.
yeah. Yeah, that was a little bit. That was a little bit.
It's got some problems, but I
Yeah.
am having fun.
Yep.
And I'll probably play some more in the next couple weeks.
Okay. What difficulty kind of setting are you on? I mean, now that it's changed to custom, but like,
I think I was on the default. I don't
Yeah.
know, the normal.
because there were a few things that I just started getting infuriated at.
Yeah.
Where you can get into combat where you can have effects on you that lower your actual like like your
Attributes.
Your attributes. Yeah.
Dexterity and strength.
Yeah.
And they linger for a really long time.
Yeah.
And they give it to you all the time.
Yeah. And the only way to get rid of them is like
Rest.
restoration or something.
Yeah.
I think.
Or sleeping. Like-
Yeah, but not sleeping, not just regular camping. You have
No.
to sleep in a town or your main city.
Maybe I think it. I thought it was a time-based thing, or it was like for the next 24 hours you've got
Yeah,
this thing.
It is, but like, yeah, I can't remember. But like, I switched. I got so sick of that because like, if your characters drop, if their attribute drops to 0, they'll die.
Yeah.
And I got to a point where someone got like their constitution to 0, and I just finished a fight where like a kind of a boss fight, and I was like, yes. And then a character just dropped dead, and I was like, what the hell? I wasn't even in combat.
Down I go.
Yeah, it's just like what the hell? And they were just dead, and I couldn't like res them and stuff like that.
There's a ton of stuff that they need to teach you. Camping as a mechanic was real confusing.
Yeah,
You can't camp in dungeons unless you've brought rations
Yeah.
with you, which I don't even know where you get rations, but you can hunt for rations when you're out in the open.
I had to look up where you get that. You buy them from the trade
right.
guy.
I kind of figured that
Yeah,
out.
there's a few spots around that have them.
Mm. But then, like, on top of that, you can assign members to do different tasks. But finding that UI took me a while.
Oh yeah.
And understanding what they do.
Yep.
Like cooking a hearty meal. Like
Yeah.
I don't
And
know.
you pick up cooking
Dude,
recipes
I
and
sold
ingredients.
the first one. Like I did pick one up really
Yeah.
early, and I was like, "Oh, what's this? Some garbage." Sell.
Garbage. But you pick up cooking recipes and you pick up like billions of ingredients that are just in your inventory.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, I guess there's like a cooking thing somewhere at some point. And then it took me ages to realize, oh, it's during the camping phase.
Yeah.
The default is to just cook a hearty meal, and that takes up no cooking resources.
Yeah.
But then as you collect recipes,
Yeah.
they'll show up and they'll tell you how many of the ingredients
I
you've
see.
got, and
Yeah.
they've all got different attributes. Like they all give different bonuses.
And,
Can you only cook with recipes? Can you wing it?
Well, I mean that's a hearty meal.
you can chicken wing it.
Yeah.
I got that recipe.
Nice.
Yeah, and it took me a while to realize that. Oh, so this is how you use the cooking stuff. Camping supplies annoys me because they're so heavy. They take up so much space.
Mm.
They use up your weight because you have a weight limit. This is another thing. The weight limit. The weight limit is distributed across the whole party, right?
Okay.
Except for when you're in town.
Except for when you're in town,
yourself.
when you're by yourself, and you're just carrying all your party's stuff.
And it's always like you're over encumbered.
Yeah.
No shit, dude.
And the more like stuff you're carrying, you reach these thresholds of like encumbrance,
Yeah.
and the little like give minuses to your party.
Yeah.
And like having to filter out all this heavy stuff. What am I like? The camping supplies takes up the most, and what annoys me is that it's not just like one camping supply per like camp. You need 6.
Wait, really?
Yeah, you need 6.
Like
Camp-
one for each member?
Yeah,
Oh wow.
which
Do they get
really annoys
consumed
me.
when you camp?
Yeah.
Because I've been camping a bunch, and I don't know where that resource is.
Well, if the actual supplies, it's in
Yeah.
in your inventory.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's like an item in your inventory.
There's just so much to that
Yeah.
game to figure out.
There was a mission that you'll get this where you have to meet someone. Actually, you might already have this. You have to meet someone alone, so without a party.
Mm.
And I was like, all right, I'll do that. I'll head off there.
Oh no!
Ditch the whole party, and
But
then
not your inventory.
but not my inventory, and so I was completely over encumbered and like
moving at a
I
snail's
couldn't
pace.
fucking do anything. So I did a whole lot of like reloading and sorting all this stuff out, and like actually, I was almost like preparing my single person for a trip out into the wilderness by themselves, like
Yeah.
making sure that they had. Yeah, it was such a pain.
Yeah, it's got some real rough edges, but
Mm.
it's the core of the gameplay is pretty fun and interesting.
Yeah.
And like the options you get during storytelling are pretty good and
Yeah,
satisfying.
I really like that stuff.
But we're actually out of time. Gotta cut it a little short today. I mean, this isn't really that short, but I've got a place to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So I want to thank you guys, of course, for being on the podcast as you always are. Blake, thank you for hosting it at
That's
your new
right.
house. Saveun, thank you for just being who you are.
Hey, thanks, Nick.
Mm.
Thanks.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for being who you are, Nick, and hosting.
Thank you. If you got questions, email frenzyquestions@gmail.com. Keep them short. The shorter, the better. The shorter, the more likely they are to get read out. You can tweet at FrenzyCast. That'll keep your question short. Facebook.com/FrenzyCast is where you can contact us. We love getting your messages. FrontSeatGamer.wordpress.com is our WordPress site. We post stuff there. Feel free to hit us up on there. YouTube.com/FrontSeatCast is our YouTube page. Subscribe. Ring that bell. Smash that like button.
Smash that like button. Hit that bell.
I don't know what those things
Tell your
do.
friends.
But do those things. Leave a comment.
Yep.
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
Twitch.tv/FrontSeatCast. You guys twitching?
Not recently.
But
I will.
Maybe soon.
Yeah, maybe.
We're in a perpetual state of maybe soon.
Maybe soon.
Um,
Maybe soon.
We're on Spotify and iTunes. Tell your friends. We're also still technically part of the Australasian Gaming Podcast Network.
Yes, we are
Hashtag
technically part of that.
AGPN on
Yep.
Twitter.
Are they doing anything?
I haven't looked.
Okay.
I haven't really kept up with what they're doing.
Well, we'll probably answer some questions next episode when
Yeah.
we're a little better settled in at Blake's house. We'll be back then. Okay, bye.
Oh my god, the quiet! My ears are ringing from how quiet it is at night,
Whoa.
and like just little noises sound so big because
Yeah.
there's like that's the only noise.
You'll hear a bird and you'll be like,
Yeah.
someone's in my house.
Last night I heard people like arguing coming from like way down the street there, going by, and it sounded so close. Like I was like, are they right outside my
Yeah.
fucking door or something? Like, what
Do
the
I
hell?
need to get a baseball bat?
Yeah, I was like, what is going on here? But it was just like because in the city people are just shouting all the time, and it's just a noise, so everything gets lost in the noise. But here it's like if just a few people are shouting, it's so quiet that it sounds like that they're right there.
Yep.
It's nuts. We're recording now.
Okay, cool.
So cool.
Yep.
Is that a new table?
No,
No,
I had
that one.
This one.
That was
That
the
Oh,
one.
this one. Oh,
that
this
was
one. Yeah, this
the
is
hot
new.
sauce
This
storage.
is new.
Oh yeah, that's the new one. Are you renting that one?
No, I bought that.
Oh,
That's
cool.
It's the first thing I
Pretty,
bought.
pretty hot.
Do you own the bed?
Yes.
Cool.
And I own the blow up mattress that's on the bed.
Oh,
Blow up.
Shit.
Yeah.
Getting fancy.
Yeah.
Fucking splurging.
Yeah.